smoke that side. Sing this shit like you mean it. Smoke it. I'm gonna give y'all another chance. Watch it. All right.
She doesn't act. She doesn't sing. She doesn't chase controversy. But somehow, she always ends up at the center of it. Every relationship she's linked to becomes global news within hours. Every rumored romance turns into a full-blown internet investigation. And every breakup leaves behind more questions than answers. From Harry Styles to NBA stars to Bad Bunny, and now Jacob Elordi, Kendall Jenner's love life has become one of the most analyzed relationship timelines in modern celebrity culture. But what's really going on behind all the sightings, rumors, and headlines? Is it a pattern of high-profile love stories, or a life lived too publicly to ever stay private? Let's break it all down. Kendall Jenner grew up inside the most documented family in the world. The Kardashian-Jenner empire built its success on visibility, reality TV, and turning personal life into global entertainment. But Kendall always took a slightly different path. While her siblings often embraced public relationships, emotional storylines, and reality TV romance arcs, Kendall leaned toward privacy. She rarely confirmed relationships directly, she avoided oversharing, and she kept her personal life as controlled as possible in a world that thrives on exposure. But there's one problem with being Kendall Jenner. Even silence becomes a headline. And every time she appears with someone famous, the world starts connecting dots instantly. That's how her dating timeline became one of Hollywood's most discussed narratives. And it all begins with a name that defined an entire generation of pop culture. Harry Styles, the relationship that never really ended in people's minds, Kendall Jenner and Harry Styles were first linked in the early 2010s, at a time when both were rising into global superstardom. Harry was becoming one of the biggest names in pop music through One Direction. Kendall was transforming from reality TV personality into a high-fashion supermodel. At first, it was just rumors. Then came subtle sightings. Then came paparazzi photos that changed everything. By 2015, their yacht vacation became one of the most viral celebrity moments of the decade. The images weren't confirmed as a relationship statement, but they didn't need to be. The internet had already decided their story. Fans analyzed every interaction, every smile, every public appearance. Were they dating? Were they just friends? Were they on and off? Nobody knew for sure. And that uncertainty became the fuel for years of speculation. Even when they weren't seen together, the rumors never fully stopped. In 2016, they were again linked after spending time together, reigniting the same global conversation. But unlike typical celebrity relationships, theirs never had a clear beginning or end. It existed in fragments. Moments, snapshots, a relationship built more by public imagination than official confirmation. And eventually, as both careers exploded further, the connection faded into history but never fully disappeared from pop culture memory. After Harry Styles, Kendall's love life shifted into a completely different world. A world dominated not by music or fashion, but by professional sports. The NBA chapter Simmons, Griffin, end the basketball era following her pop star era.
But you know, when you first had a baby in your arms, it's just it's uncontrollable. It's like this whole warp, you know?
Yeah.
That just takes over your body. And I never thought I could just love something so hard, you know?
Kendall Jenner became closely associated with NBA players, marking a new chapter in her dating timeline. Ben Simmons was one of the first major names. Their relationship was highly followed, often appearing in courtside sightings, travel rumors, and paparazzi coverage. It had all the elements of a modern celebrity romance, fame, visibility, and constant public curiosity. But like many high-profile relationships, it didn't last long. Then came Blake Griffin. This relationship added another layer of Hollywood attention, combining sports and entertainment in a way that kept tabloids constantly active. But even that connection eventually ended, reinforcing a pattern that fans were beginning to notice. Kendall's relationships were always high-profile, but rarely permanent. Still, none of these NBA-era romances would reach the level of attention that came next, because the most stable and public relationship of her life was about to begin. Devin Booker, the most serious relationship so far. When Kendall Jenner and Devin Booker were first linked around 2020, it initially seemed like another short-lived celebrity rumor. But this time felt different. The relationship lasted longer. It looked more stable, and it followed a quieter rhythm compared to her previous public pairings. They were spotted on road trips, vacations, and events, but they avoided turning the relationship into a media spectacle. For a while, it looked like Kendall had finally found something away from constant speculation. Fans even considered them one of the most low-key, powerful celebrity couples of that era. However, by 2022-2023, reports suggested the relationship had ended after a series of on and off phases. No dramatic public breakup, no major controversy, just a quiet ending, consistent with how Kendall tends to handle her personal life. And then came a completely unexpected turn. A relationship that connected Kendall not just to sports or Hollywood, but to global music superstardom. Bad Bunny, the global chaos era in early 2023, rumors began linking Kendall Jenner to Bad Bunny, one of the biggest music artists in the world. At first, people didn't fully believe it. The pairing seemed unexpected. He was a global reggaeton and Latin trap superstar with massive international influence. She was one of the most recognizable models on the planet. But soon, sightings started stacking up. Private dinners, shared events, Coachella appearances, and subtle moments that fueled endless online discussion. Unlike her previous relationships, this one had a different energy. More spontaneous, more unpredictable, more chaotic in public perception. Fans debated constantly whether it was real, a casual connection, or something more serious. But one thing was undeniable: the internet was obsessed. Every appearance became viral content. Every rumor became headline material. However, like many of Kendall's relationships, it didn't evolve into a long-term public storyline. By late 2024, reports suggested the relationship had quietly ended after months of speculation. And once again, Kendall moved into a new chapter without a dramatic public announcement. This time, however, the next rumored relationship took her back into Hollywood. Jacob Elordi, the private Hollywood era. By 2026, Kendall Jenner was once again linked to actor Jacob Elordi. The rumors began slowly. First, shared social circles, then casual sightings, then reports of private outings and travel moments that suggested a growing connection. Unlike her previous high-energy relationships, this one appeared quieter, more controlled, less visible. Sources suggested that both Kendall and Jacob prefer privacy and are not interested in turning their relationship into public entertainment. That alone makes this chapter different. Because for the first time in years, Kendall's relationship is not being shaped by constant public documentation. Instead, it's unfolding quietly, away from the noise. But in Hollywood, silence always creates curiosity. And curiosity always creates headlines. The pattern behind the headlines, when you step back and look at Kendall Jenner's love life as a timeline, a clear pattern emerges. Every partner is extremely famous. Every relationship becomes instantly global. Every rumor turns into full media coverage. From Harry Styles, one of the biggest pop stars in the world, to NBA players like Devin Booker and Ben Simmons, to Bad Bunny, a global music phenomenon, to Jacob Elordi, one of Hollywood's rising leading men, the scale never changes. Only the names do. But there's another pattern that stands out even more: duration. Most relationships stay private, short, or selectively revealed. Few become long-term public commitments. And almost all exist under constant media pressure. That raises a bigger question fans continue to debate. Is Kendall Jenner choosing relationships that naturally fade under fame? Or is she simply living a life where privacy and global attention can never coexist peacefully? Because when every dinner becomes a headline and every photo becomes a viral moment, even normal relationships stop being normal. From Harry Styles to NBA stars, from Bad Bunny to Jacob Elordi, Kendall Jenner's love life isn't just a series of relationships. It's a timeline of modern celebrity culture itself, private moments becoming public stories, rumors becoming global headlines, and relationships becoming part of internet history. But the biggest mystery remains unsolved. Is this just the reality of dating in Hollywood, or the most carefully controlled private life in the most public family in the world? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more celebrity timelines, hidden stories, and entertainment breakdowns. Because in Kendall Jenner's world, the next chapter could begin at any moment.